Welcome to your favorite ShedCast.
My name's Aiden.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Chandler.
Welcome to the TheShedCast. So today, what are y'all's thoughts on Judgment Day?
With Jesus Christ and everything?
Yeah, in the Bible.
Like, what do you mean? Like, do you think it's gonna happen soon, or like, do you think?
Do you think it's, just your main thoughts on, do you think it's going to happen soon? Do you think it's going, like, what he said in the Bible is going to actually happen, or?
I think it's gonna happen, but not soon.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know, but, like, I could see it happening soon, but I can't just picture my future, like, children going through that, and would I still be alive when it happened? Would I be, like, 80 years old? Would I just, like, drop in my would I drop in my bed, like, damn, my catheter's full, and then just go up to heaven?
I don't think it'll be that soon. I think it'll happen, like, after we're all gone, personally.
I think it's gonna happen soon because the world's kind of going to shit.
Yeah.
Like, and like, in the view from the Bible, like, there's so much going wrong.
I feel like it would really have to, something like, we would have to go into, like, a world war, but it'd be, like, fucking 20 years of war, and no one would win when the world's, like, truly gone. Like, the world's not great right now, but it's not as bad as it could be.
It's not bad, like you said, like, war-wise. It's just bad media-wise and, like, people's views and, like, genders and all that stuff.
But that really,
I think that would cause it to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
don't think I'd be like, you know what? My male that I created wants to be a female and he's cutting off his dick. I can't take the same work. Judgment Day.
Yeah.
But
then again, like, I don't also see the World War III happening soon.
And
I wouldn't doubt if it happens soon.
We've had World Wars before and nothing's happened.
But
unless he's talking about, like, everything.
He said, like, that wouldn't end after 20 years and, like, it keeps continuing and no one wins. That's what he said.
Well, I mean, that or, like, somebody wins, somebody takes over, and there's no longer countries. Like, they take over the world. I mean, it would just have to really be something disastrous.
Like what the Nazis wanted to do. Like, what they wanted to take over everything.
Yeah, like, you know the game Wolfenstein where they took over everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, France and then fucking Germany?
Yeah.
If something that catastrophic happened.
Yeah, I mean, that'd make a lot more sense than what I thought.
But I don't think anything like that would happen.
Really? I could see that happening. I could see
maybe in their own area, like he said, like France, Germany, and all that stuff. But for them to make it over to us, and then
I mean, it almost happened once.
I couldn't see one country doing it. I could see
maybe like
a national organization doing it, like
or like a cult. Like a very large cult, like a cult like a worldwide cult.
I don't like a religion, like a whole religion taking over.
I mean,
because there's no cult that big, not that I know of.
Here's the only thing with the religion is, would it go against God enough to where he would do something like that?
People have different religions that go against God.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, if it took over. Like, a large group that took over. Like, you know how, like, the main religion is, like, Christianity. If that went away, and what's the Muslim terrorist group? What do they believe in?
ISIS.
I mean, ISIS, whatever they believe, I don't know, whatever, like, their religion is, I don't know the name. If that were to take over, and everyone was forced to believe that, and then, like, your kids didn't grow up knowing what Christianity was, then maybe. Like, it would have to be something that really went against him.
The thing with ISIS, though, they still, like, believe in God. It's just the way they, like, portray it. Like, Christianity, Muslim, or Islam, whatever you want to call it, and then Judaism, I think, all branched from Abraham. And Abraham was, like, the main prophet of God. So they all believe it. It's just the way they act upon it is different.
That's the thing. Like, they all believe in a God, so would God take that as, like, a threat, or would he be like, well, they're believing in a God, and it's me, like, maybe they don't think it's me, but it's really me,
No, they think it's him. They know it's him. They say like it's just
all the main like religions all believe in Allah, which is Allah is our God too. We just don't call him that. We call him God.
no.
Okay,
We're talking
are
about
you-
like Hindus that have like all these different
Yeah,
types of
like
gods.
like
All right.
spiritual gods.
Well, maybe I put it wrong. What if Scientology took over? I know that sounds funny, but I mean, like, really honestly, gotta think about it. If they
They like
if someone got into power and they believed in Scientology,
You mean power as like president?
well,
Like-
we've had atheist presidents before.
How do you mean like power?
I mean, like, some kind of going, like, you know how I was talking about, like, the World War or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
So, they take over a country, and then that, like, he's governing that, I can't say it, governing that country, and then he takes over, and, like, kind of like the Nazis plan, like, take over the world, you know what I'm saying? Then you're not believing in any god.
But the thing is with that though, scientists have already proved that God doesn't exist, right? But they're still believers because, like,
Not in God, though. Scientologists don't believe in any
no,
god.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they've already proved that God doesn't exist. But there's still people that do believe in God, even though there's proof. You know,
How?
like faith. I'm saying that Christians still believe in God, even though scientists have proved that God doesn't exist.
Yeah, because you gotta have faith.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Christianity, like religion,
I can
isn't
see
based.
I'm confused. I could be-
I was like, are you saying he's not?
No, I'm saying, like, Christians believe in faith, and so do most other religions. They don't believe in facts or proof. And there is facts and proof that Jesus did exist and that the Bible did exist and all that stuff. But, like, I'm saying, like, no matter what scientists prove, people are still going to believe. Even if it's against the law or whatever.
I understand that, but that's not. I'm not saying they're. No way in hell they're going to be able to change people's
Everyone.
views now. But, like, if they were to have taken over, I'm talking about, like, the new generation, like, our kids. And even though we might say, like, if someone finds out that, like, there's, like, a mini church that are still teaching God. I mean, it gets raided, taken down. And I'm talking about, like, on a scale where, like, they raid your home and if they find a Bible, they kill the parents. So the kids have to be raised on it.
Yeah, I can understand that. But, again, you're still going to have... But at that point, like, I guess what you're trying to say is that, like, it's so, like, taken over that even people that do believe it's such a small number, it doesn't really matter anything. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's pretty much.
I don't know if he'd still do Judgment Day over that, you know? Like,
Why would we not have Judgment Day over that?
because there's
Because
still people that believe.
Yeah, there's still people who
I feel
believe,
like it
but
depends on
Judgment
the
Day
group.
is taking the small few who do believe up to heaven and then putting the rest to test their faith to see if they'll end up going or they just die. But the only problem I see with that is everybody would be raised on no God and believe in
Are you still on the fact
Scientology.
with Scientology? Okay, you're still okay.
They'd believe in Scientology. If everyone who did believe in God got taken up to heaven, how would the next generation even have a chance?
If it's Judgment Day, there wouldn't be a next generation. Judgment Day, like
I'm talking about like future, like our kids.
okay.
Like that's what I mean is the next generation. I mean like I just mean our kids. Because you see how that could be a problem because there's
But another thing with that though is like if scientists did take over, and they did have a bunch of rules, then people would start making militias and go against that. There'd be
maybe that's, and then maybe God would see that and that would spark
And
Judgment Day
they-
so our kids have a chance.
it'd be like there'd be a war, and then God seeing that there's people who don't believe and people who do believe are fighting, and I think that's what it calls it. Okay. Do you think it's gonna happen soon? No.
I feel like it's gonna happen long after
Oh.
we're gone.
Alright.
I want to agree with you, Ryan, but then at the same time, we don't know what's going to happen in 20 years. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like you can't predict anything. Like right now, scientists could be working on some proof, and they could be in the way of taking over. Like
And
you know,
Who am I to say there isn't someone out there who is doing like what I said, trying to build that up, and then other people that have the same. I mean, there's still like people who claim to be Nazis. You know that?
Neo-Nazis.
Neo-Nazis. Who's to say they're not all planning something? I'm not saying that they'll all agree, but we just don't know what will happen. I mean, like, that's what it comes down
I feel
to.
like if they were planning something, it already would have been found out by other people, though. Unless somehow they kept it within, like, a group of, like, 6 people and they didn't tell anybody. But I feel like it would have been found already if they were trying something.
Okay.
Well, who? Nobody found out Hitler was Hitler until he was in charge and already doing it. It wasn't
because he was in charge. Like, what do you mean?
like
Hitler wasn't planning anything. Like, he was planning it, but he didn't tell anyone else.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
Until he got in charge.
until he got in the like a
Position.
power position. Yeah. So like that goes against what you're saying. How would
Because
nobody have found
that's
out?
kind of what I think what Aiden's trying to explain is, like, what if someone like him, like what he's saying is, like, planning to do something really bad and they get in a president position and then the military has to listen to him because he's president chief.
But nobody would.
That wouldn't work in America because we have congressmen. They would go and veto, he'd be impeached. I'm talking about dictatorship-wise. Everybody listens to him.
Like Soviet Russia.
It's a hard thing to like put your mind on.
It's a hard topic.
I'm just saying, we can't put the possibility down because it could happen. Not saying that it will, but it could.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Like you said, it could, but I just don't really see that somehow working out. Personally,
How far do you think technology is going to go? Speaking of, like, our next generation. You think robots will ever take over? Really?
No.
I don't know. I disagree with that.
Well, I mean, think about it. Our parents thought when we were going, we're going to have floating fucking
yeah, I was gonna
cars.
say,
So
our
I mean,
parents, when they were our age, were like.
they're like, we're going to have
everything would be
floating
floating
cars
and
in the future.
buildings would be made like floating too. Like they thought everything was going to be insanely different.
I thought that as a kid when I grew up it was going to be like that, but now seeing what's happening, I think as far as we're going to get, Teslas. Like, I mean,
Okay,
I don't
okay.
see floating cars
Okay,
happening.
but think of it this way. Back in the 1900s, no one ever thought we'd ever be on the moon. Like, early 1900s, no one ever thought we'd be on the moon, but we got to the moon, and we're building a moon base on the moon.
Okay, if we're going to talk about new technology, we have to wire it down to a pinpoint. Like, we can't talk about, like, because you've gone from talking about robots taking over to landing on the moon.
Okay, but think of it this way. Like, what I'm trying to say, though, is, like, as of now, we don't think that'll ever happen, right? But back then, they didn't think the moon landing would ever happen.
But the moon landing is completely different than
That-
what we're talking about.
Again, that's old technology. I'm saying, like, as of now, I do believe that could happen because we already have intelligent AI. Artificial intelligence. We have very, very intelligent AI.
I don't think they take over.
Take it. I just like that's all those movies. That comes from movies and books, and all of the movies and books, it says that the robots, the AIs and shit, learn feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
And
gonna
then they
happen.
can't.
And then they take over. Like they would all
I'm
have
not
to think.
saying-
They'd have to think for themselves,
I'm
and
not
they
saying
don't. They think on the computer.
I'm not saying robots alone. I'm saying, like, because people
Using robots in
people
war,
programming robots in war. Yes.
like a
Because that-
fucking like RoboCop kind of deal. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay. Say China is going to war with us, and they're already very, very technologically advanced. They could program robots that could do so much damage to us and kill our soldiers, because robots are replaceable. People aren't.
But who's to say we wouldn't do the same thing back?
No, that's what I'm saying though.
And
We do the
who's
same
to
thing back.
say? I can see that, but I can't see them taking over because they'd be programmed to work in war. They wouldn't be programmed to think for themselves after the war.
They would be programmed for a sole purpose, and then afterwards.
But
it'd just
have you
be-
heard of the learning AI? The AI that learns.
Yeah, but it just takes what people say, and it stores it. Like Like, alright, I'm gonna use this as an example. Our phones, they don't. Let me try to think. What, you know when you type something and then like your phone kind of autocorrect. It doesn't know what you're gonna say. It learns what you're gonna say because you've been typing it. Same thing with the robot. It's going to learn from us talking. If we talk about robot, if we ask the AIs about thinking for themselves and taking over the world, they're not going to be able to process that because all they'll be able to remember is you talking about. They might like say something creepy, but that's just them trying to talk about it. That's not them thinking for themselves.
Have you guys heard of the two Google Homes talking to each other?
Yeah, but I mean that's just Google searching something on Google and then Google, you know.
I was gonna say, I mean, I feel like if I brought mine and you brought yours, something like that could happen. I mean, I don't see that being an issue.
I've never heard them say, Google, are you ready to have a body? Google, yes. Google, are you ready to take over the McDonald's? Yeah, like I've never heard that shit. Like I've heard them talk, but
No, like, but I was watching a video not too long ago, and it did say that. It's like, humans are a disgrace, and the other Google said, I agree, and they kept going on back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it kept getting darker and darker and darker.
You can literally just pull a plug and they're gone.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, you're not wrong about that. I don't know. I definitely feel like it could happen. Okay. Instead, do you think? All right. What's your viewpoint on the government spying on us through social media? You don't think that happens? You don't believe in Big Brother?
no,
You don't believe in Big Brother? I definitely
I'm not
do.
saying I don't believe in it. I'm saying I don't think they have the right to do that.
No. They're the government. They have the right to do whatever they want.
That's an invasion of privacy. They're literally.
It's an invasion of privacy, but who's going to tell them to stop?
I mean, but they're literally going against themselves. I mean, they're sitting there saying that like if a civilian stalked a person in power, it'd be all over the news and the civilian would be thrown in jail, penalized. But it's what makes it okay for them to do it to us? Like,
It doesn't, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying, do you think they do that?
well, yeah, I feel they do it, but I don't feel like it's okay. I don't think they should.
Well, I'm not asking that. I'm asking, like, do you, like, I asked, do you believe in it? And you said no.
I said no.
How do you think the FBI gets their information? How do you think they track down people's houses? How do you think they know relatives and all that stuff? It's through technology.
Well, it depends what you mean by that. Are they listening to our conversations? Only when they have a warrant.
If they have a
They
reason
don't.
to-
I'm not like you're saying like. Do they hear you fucking shit in the bathroom through your Google Home? No. They have no reason
They're not
to
gonna
look through
just
your shit.
Put into our face.
If you're on like the terrorist list, then maybe.
Okay, but how do you think you get put on the terrorist list? Because they're always checking social media. And if you post something that says anything or
Well, that's different. I'm not saying they don't look through your social media. I'm saying you're asking, do they like listen through your fucking Google Home? Are you not?
or your phone calls or
No,
something.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
said, do you think Big Brother spies on you?
I don't see looking through social media
Spying,
spying
'cause
because you
anybody can do
posted
that.
it.
Anybody can do that.
Now,
But
if you
but
like
it's-
save
it's-
a post in your drafts and they find that, then that's different. And I'm saying
But
they don't do that.
That's happened before. And like, even if you don't post something, if I sent you a text that says, "Hey, I'm planning on doing this," like some catastrophic event later on.
No, they wouldn't see it.
It-
Not till afterwards.
No, they
Not
definitely
till
would.
afterwards.
They definitely would.
Not till afterwards. I'm gonna text Ryan. I'm going to shoot up Hillcrest High.
Oh yeah, and
Fucking-
FBI will bet your door in 4 seconds.
No, they will not. Unless I text it through a platform like Snapchat,
Facebook,
or DM.
Snapchat, Instagram, they all.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
iMessage?
through iMessage or if I sent it as a text message to him, they would not
Did you
fucking
know that
see it.
every iMessage goes through a Apple, like, it goes over his list, and if it has anything in that list, it sends it to the FBI. So if you said something like that to Ryan, it definitely gets sent to the FBI, and you definitely get in trouble.
I don't believe it. I
I
really
mean, I'm not telling you to test it for yourself, but if you don't believe that much, I mean, go for it.
I don't know.
I should text and put a location everything. I'm bombing Philo, la la la, at 3 p.m. like that. Like the only way they'd find about it is if you posted this video. I can't prove it now because I just said, you know what I'm saying? Because it's being put on a platform where they can check it. If this was a private conversation and I just randomly said it, it would not have.
No, I'm not saying, because you're right about that. They don't listen to your conversations. But if you send it a text, it gets checked.
Okay, fine. If you believe that so much, let's go from text to a phone call. If I called him.
Oh yeah, for sure. You definitely get put on a list.
No, they wouldn't. They don't listen to your fucking conversations unless they have a reason.
But it gets put into an automator. Like it will check. It checks things that you say.
No.
And it's also saved in a storage file. So
So you're saying if you and me are on FaceTime and we say some weird stuff but we're joking about it, it's put into a file as like we're dangerous people even though we're joking about it. Is that like
that? I mean, that's what you're saying. Like, there's no question about that. Is what he's saying.
I mean, if we're literally making a joke about something, there's no reason for us to be put in a file or something because we said a couple words about it. Like,
the only way I remotely see that is, I don't want to say it on camera.
what do you mean?
That's the only way I can remotely see that.
you don't have to worry about saying that on camera. I don't mind that.
Your mom might not want that on YouTube.
Doesn't matter.
You remember what Miss Tracy was talking about in the car? What Mr. Jerry did to their phones? That's the only way I could remotely see that.
A wiretap?
Whatever he did to your phone. But he didn't listen. He couldn't listen to your phone calls.
He could. He bugged it.
I thought she only said you could
Read text messages. That's what she said.
Well, he also listens to my mom's conversations too.
Over phone call?
Mm-hmm.
But see, he bugged your phone. Are you saying that the government bugs everyone's phones before they're sold out?
I'm not saying they bug everyone's phone, but there's like already a software programmed into the phone. And it's a requirement.
So you're saying everyone needs to get trap phones? Burners?
Okay.
Pager.
Okay, you just prove my point even more. Why do you think the cartel uses trap phones instead of regular phones?
Because your phone can be tracked.
And
I'm not
listen
saying
to.
they can't track your phone. I mean, your phone has GPS. If you post anything, they're gonna know where you at when you're at. Your phone has GPS. Even if you take a picture,
And they can listen to you.
No, if you take a picture, the government can. There's little cryptic codes in the picture that says exactly where the picture was taken. If you snap someone, there's encrypted codes in the picture.
Oh yeah.
That's how fucking pedophiles find little girls. They have that little software. The girl takes a picture. She snaps someone at her house. They know exactly where it's at.
Or they can just be like, where do you live? Do you want to meet up here?
Well, I'm saying for the not as smart ones, they might do that. But if they're smart, it's a possibility that they can get you through your fucking pictures. But saying I agree with what you're talking about, but saying that the FBI has enough time and people to listen to everyone's phone calls.
I'm not saying they listen to everyone's phone calls. That's why they have automated things. And yeah, I do kind of agree with Ryan about how they wouldn't put us on the list for saying a joke. But like, I feel like if you had it like planned out and you're like specifically telling somebody that you're going to do something like that.
But how would they know that's not a joke? How do they know you don't have that dark sense of humor?
Yeah.
Something that catastrophic would also, if like, probably wouldn't be talked about over the phone. It'd probably be in person.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like you said, like I mean, nobody would talk over the phone about that.
But they are able to listen to our phone calls, and I want you to understand that. Like that's maybe not live, but they do have our phone calls, all of them.
Okay, they could, but I'm trying to say they. Okay, I'll agree with you now that they have the possibility to. It sounds like you're saying that they listen to everyone's all the time.
I'm not saying that. I just feel like a lot of our conversations and I feel like everything that we do online is put in a storage base, and that's accessible to.
Yes, but I feel like they only legally can check it if they have a reason, or if there's like a dirty cop.
Yeah.
That's the only time when they're
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
able to access that.
I don't think they're gonna sit there and just look at people's phone calls.
See,
they're bored and
it sounded like that. It sounded like don't
yeah.
make a phone call. They're gonna listen to it.
No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying like it's like easily accessible by by the FBI, the CIA, everything like that.
If they have a reason.
If they have a reason, yes. But they do have all of our stuff. They have everything.
Let's see a burner.
That's why Cartel uses burners.
I want a burner. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, and this entire conversation has been so hard being able to take you seriously, Mr. Stripper Claus.
Stripper claws.
Stupid.
I haven't been able to take you seriously the entire conversation. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed our long video this time.
Peace.
Bye.
We out of here. Good.